and then push. And there you go. That is one method to escape zip ties while strapped to a steering wheel. Hello world, Will White here with the Piked Antler Project, giving you a pro tip today on escaping restraints in a kind of a more challenging position. You're strapped to a steering wheel. So I'm going to do two different sizes just to kind of show you how easy it is to get out of either one of these, primarily the small ones. The thicker ones, a little more, actually a lot more challenging than these. So I'm going to show you two different things. One, how easy it is to overload these. I'm a fairly strong individual, but I think any adult, most of us would have the strength just to break out of these, minimal effort. And a lot of guys, you know, post videos on how to break out of these. They're really, you don't need much skill. So I'm going to go with something a little more realistic. This is personally what I would use if I were going to detain somebody. This is, I think, 3/8 wide, and the actual thickness, I'm not sure. But I'm going to start with the little baby ones first. Before I start, I want you to understand, if you're cutting these, that's one thing. If you're melting them, that's another. If you're trying to use force to break through this, if you look, there's a little piece of plastic in that hole. Let me turn it around for you. A little piece of plastic. Same color, black on this one. That's what you're trying to overload. That's part of the nut, okay? So even though it's a little piece of plastic, the way, you know, the mechanics of where the way it's designed, you know, you're basically putting force on something that's almost straight up and down, which is a lot harder to break. Now if it were just hanging here, trying to push, a lot easier, but it's almost vertical, the way the zip ties are oriented. So that's all you're trying to do, is break that little piece of plastic this way. And if it doesn't work for you, the next way I demonstrate is your other option. If you're not strong enough to get out of these, then the next option is what you will want to do. A little extra tip, you want to put as much pressure on the nut as you can before you actually apply pressure with your wrists, because it is uncomfortable, and if you go long enough, it will eat through your skin and you will bleed. So I'm trying to avoid that. So I'm going to go ahead and make two fists. This is a big deal. Make two fists, and you're going to basically push your knuckles apart, already putting stress on the zip ties. You'll see a lot of people, you know, try to break them like this. Holding your hands like this just makes it harder for you to get out. So go ahead and build that extra pressure, and you're going to try to create leverage. So all I'm going to do is create leverage, give it a rotation. It's really pretty easy. Next part, not so much. Now, I know some of you are probably thinking already that know about this stuff. Hey, he's probably going to take his shoelaces off. Yeah, I could. Actually, might be a little easier, but it's going to be a lot more time consuming reaching down to untie my boots and getting all that string out. I have another item on me, my belt. So it's going to be a lot harder to try to reach your hands to your belt instead of bring your belt to your hands. So this is not the easiest process, but if you can bring your hips to your belt, again, not an easy process, but if you find yourself in this situation, if you expect it to be easy to get out, you're a little crazy. Oh, tilt the steering wheel up, a little more room, there we go. Heart rate's going up, I feel very claustrophobic. So if you're doing this and you get claustrophobic easy, make sure you have someone with you that can cut you out whenever you need. I have a knife up here, just in case this does fail, which it won't, but just in case.
Probably the worst belt for this situation. It's an emergency rigger's belt. Put a little 10-second little rest break.
Clear my head a little bit and see the picture a little more clearly. Now it's really nice in these situations to go ahead and take that little moment of success to kind of boost your morale. So now I'm just going to do my best to feed this between my hands. As you'll see it come out. You see it coming. There you go. Now, if your abductor's super aggressive, your zip ties will be a little tighter. But, I mean, it is what it is. It's just more uncomfortable, but that's mostly psychological, which is real. It's a real thing. So I need enough room that I can put my foot into the bottom of the belt and still have enough room to apply pressure. So right now, I can't really adjust the camera, but that's what I got. It's just under my foot, and I'm gonna try to overload, not the zip tie, but the nut. So the nut is on the top. So I'm gonna take a moment to bring that down without retightening this. Hopefully. And again, I have a little more room right now because the door's open. So this would be much more challenging without the door open, but can't really record it with the door closed.
So now the nut's almost under the belt.
Okay, now the belt is right over the nut. I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing. I'm gonna go ahead and help the belt by applying pressure here already. You can see I got purple in my hands already. It's cutting off some circulation, but it is what it is. All right, so I'm gonna apply some pressure, like so, and then push. And there you go. That is one method to escape zip ties while strapped to a steering wheel. As you can see, it's quite cumbersome. It takes a little bit of time, maneuvering, and flexibility. And this one didn't actually break the nut. It actually overloaded the actual zip tie. It's pretty impressive. So that's a lot of force. You know, if you think about how much strength you have in one leg, you know, you have a lot of strength in your legs, depending on who you are. But most of us, you know, if we're active, our legs are pretty strong. So easily I can put, you know, 150 pounds of pressure on a zip tie designed for apparently far less. That's your pro tip today. Stay alive as long as you can. And again, if you try this, make sure you have a knife or something to back up in case you can't get out, and have someone with you. Thanks for watching.